Have you ever wondered if you really have ADHD or if it's just something else? Because let's face it, ADHD is everywhere right now. TikToks, the news, Instagram, and with waiting lists stretching over 10 years just to get a real answer, it's no surprise that more and more people are saying, yep, that's me.
Whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come.
But what if I told you that some of those signs you're seeing everywhere, they might not actually be ADHD and aren't enough to give you real answers? You see, a massive study just revealed that 25% of adults in the US think they have undiagnosed ADHD. And while some of them probably do, a whole lot of others are probably confusing ADHD for something else entirely. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 surprising signs you actually don't have ADHD. And before you click away, I'm not here to gatekeep your experience. I was diagnosed 8 years ago and it changed everything. But that's exactly why I know what it means to live with ADHD and what it means when you don't. I'm Nick, and I've spent the last 8 years building a life, a business, and a following helping ADHD minds thrive, not just survive. So, if you've ever felt lost in the chaos of symptoms, labels, and TikTok diagnoses, grab a notepad because we're tracking this together. And trust me, if you really have ADHD, you'll forget your score halfway through anyway. Let's get into it. Disclaimer, this video is not a diagnostic tool. Sign 1. You can start tasks without drama. If you don't have ADHD, you can sit down and just start a task, even if the deadline's a month away. That's a big clue. Because with ADHD, you often need urgency, emotion, or chaos to get moving. A looming deadline, someone being disappointed in you, an argument, a last-minute crisis, you name it. Without that spark, even small tasks can feel physically impossible to start. It's not laziness, it's dopamine. Neurotypical brains have a steady flow of it, meaning they can self-motivate. ADHD brains, they need a jolt. Sign 2. You can relax without guilt. ADHD brains rarely feel done. There's always something unfinished, always a sense you haven't earned the break. Why? Because with ADHD, you live in a loop of unfinished tasks. You have a huge backlog of things you need to do. So your brain is constantly whispering, you shouldn't be resting. You haven't done enough. And even if we've done it all, we need to move on to the next thing ASAP to stay stimulated. Boredom can feel physically painful. It's something you want to escape from all the time because your brain needs stimulation. Some even say people with ADHD are allergic to boredom, and I second that. Neurotypical people though, they can relax without that internal voice whispering you should be doing more. They're more likely to get a sense of satisfaction from completing a task. And they're also more able to pause and say, I've done enough for today. Their brain allows them to feel calm when things are quiet. Sign 3. Finishing projects feels satisfying, not exhausting. People with ADHD often feel exhausted finishing projects because the initial dopamine rush fades, leaving us unmotivated and overwhelmed. Planning, time management, and sustained focus require executive functions that our brains struggle with, especially once the novelty wears off and the task starts to feel boring or even painful. For non-ADHD brains, finishing can still be tough, but it usually comes down to motivation or discipline. For us, it's a neurological challenge. What looks like procrastination on the outside often feels like being mentally stuck, paralyzed, or burnt out on the inside. Sign 4. You're not impulsive with money, food, or words. You pause and think before acting. That's impulse control, and it often runs smoothly in neurotypical brains. But for the ADHD brain, impulsivity is one of the hallmark symptoms. It's not that we're careless, it's that we act without pausing. We make impulse purchases we regret, finish our food the fastest, and interrupt people mid-sentence all the time, without thinking about the consequences. Because we want to get relief, stimulation, or escape. Our brains are faster than normal, which also means we can't hit the brakes on time. With ADHD, your brain is like a Ferrari with bicycle brakes. Sign 5. You have excellent sustained attention in all areas. If you can pay attention to everything, not just what interests you, that's a major clue. Because ADHD isn't a lack of focus, it's inconsistent focus. We hyper-focus on what we love and space out during anything boring. It's also why just try harder doesn't work for us. If you don't have that pattern, you might not have ADHD. Sign 6. Symptoms are only present in one environment. ADHD shows up everywhere. School, work, home. If your focus or impulsivity issues only show up in one setting, it might be a stressful job, anxiety, or burnout. Not ADHD. Sign 7. It's been with you since childhood. ADHD is chronic. It doesn't just appear later in life. Research shows that it's genetic and that chances are if you have it, one or more of your parents have it as well. You're either born with it or not. If those symptoms arose after the age of 12, it could be anxiety, depression, trauma, or something else. So, how many of those signs felt or didn't feel familiar? If you're still not sure whether it's really ADHD or something else, I've created a free symptom checker based on the clinical criteria I was tested with back in Germany and translated it just for you. It takes under 10 minutes to do, and while it won't diagnose you, because only a licensed professional can do that, it may give you a clearer picture of what's really going on. But a proper diagnosis requires more than just ticking a few boxes. It means a trained expert needs to carefully look at your symptoms across multiple areas of your life and see if they've been present since childhood. That's crucial. But this quiz, it's a really good place to start. You'll find the link in the description. Now, if you already know you have ADHD, or you're pretty certain that this is what you've been living with for years, you probably know how hard it is to stay consistent, focused, and in control of your productivity. That's exactly why I made another free video where I walk you through the science-backed process I use and teach to help ADHDers stop procrastinating, eliminate executive paralysis, and finally build a life they're proud of, without needing willpower, discipline, or medication. The process has already changed the lives of thousands of ADHDers, and you can click here to watch the video now. It's completely free, and it might just change everything. I'll see you there.